Welcome back to Elvis Fans Matter. And Joe's got a great little story for you.
I do. I have a story about, it's real cute. It's about Charlie. It's about Charlie Hodge. We were getting ready to go to the movie one night, and I just had a feeling I didn't want to leave Danny and Joey by themselves at the trailer because I don't know. I just felt funny about it, and I didn't have a babysitter.
Well, with them, you had to
be aware.
Either that or handcuff.
Yeah, or handcuff, duct tape them to the wall or something. But I said, well, and Pauline would usually, or Lottie would watch them for me, or Billy's mother. But for some reason, all of them were not available that night. So I said, I don't think I'm gonna be able to go tonight because I don't have a babysitter. And Elvis said, well, that's no problem. And so we all loaded up in the car, and we got out. We went out. He said, we'll take the back gate. So we got to the back gate, and when we got there, he stopped and he said, Charlie, you go in and babysit Danny and Joey for tonight, if you don't mind. And Charlie said, no, I don't mind. So he went in and stayed. We went on to the movie, and did whatever we did, crazy stuff at the movie, but we got, I guess it was about, we watched about 3 movies that night?
I think so, yeah.
We got back about daylight, and when we opened the door, this is when we lived in the trailer out and back, we opened the door, and this god-awful smell hit us in the face. And Charlie was in there stirring at the stove, stirring the pots, and he said, y'all come on in. He said, I've cooked you up enough of this soup to last you for a whole week. And Billy said, really? With the way it smelled, it was like, he said, yeah, this is just to show you, you can, no matter what you've got, you can make something out of having nothing. He had this big, huge pot on the stove, and he had put everything that he could find in that pot and made soup. And we oh, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. So he had been drinking a little bit. Probably put some of that in there too. But he fixed all that up, and he left. So Billy said, okay, open the back door. So we lugged it out past the fence, outside the fence, and dumped it. It was horrible. We like never got that smell out of there. But he was a car. Dog wouldn't even take it.
Danny and Joey said they heard every comedy sketch that he ever did. You know,
they said,
neighbors and I don't know.
Please don't leave Charlie with us anymore. He said he did every skit from Gunsmoke and Festus and Miss Kitty and Jim Neighbors, and he said, and then he made us go to bed. He said young kids needed to be in bed, and he was going to sit up and Charlie was fine if he had his cigarettes and a drink. Yeah. That he was fine. He was fine. But boy, he was the character, and Charlie was all about saving money. Yeah. If you ever ran into him, I bet you there's not one fan at the gate that didn't hear about Costa Rica and how cheap you could live in Costa Rica.
Costa Rica.
You could have a little shack on the beach. Didn't take hardly anything to live. Everything was cheap in Costa Rica. You could live there. The climate was great. You didn't have to have a lot of clothes, which is another little story. Charlie would tell me, he'd say, I don't understand why women just, women though, they just like all kind of different, colors and fancy stuff. He said, men, he said, when I buy clothes, I buy them like maybe twice a year. He said, I buy 6 pair of pants, 6 shirts, 6 pair of socks, and underwear. And he said, I make the shirts, I fix them where they will mix with every pair of pants I have, so it looks like different outfits. And that's what he did. He actually did that. He had that. Yeah. But he was a character. He he could entertain you for, with nothing. He just, he'd come up with some great ideas of his.
Yeah.
So like
Yeah.
I said, everybody at the gate, that he loved to go down to the gate and talk to the fans. And I'm sure everybody down there has heard of Costa Rica. And
I remember in Sedona,
yeah,
he went to this called the King's Ransom. And they found out who he was, and they wanted him to sing. So he did, and the next night they wanted him to come back, and of course we all went, you know.
he had a great voice.
All and watched
Great
him.
voice.
He did a really good job. He really did. Of course, you know, he couldn't do it every night because Elvis was loud.
Elvis, well, I can just see Elvis. You did what? Who you working for?
Yeah. But Charlie was, you know, he was quite a person. He really was. That's about all I can say about him. Just a really super nice guy.
Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Thanks for watching.